Chris, what is our first main topic today?
Our first topic comes from Vincent R. Hey, everyone. Hope John is back and feeling better. One of those things is true. I know John is a big fan of Guy Ritchie, so I was hoping to hear his and everyone's thoughts on the confirmation that he'll be directing another live-action Disney film. But this time, it's Hercules. Apparently, it's going to be a live-action version of the animated film, but I haven't heard if it's going to be a musical or not. Is Guy the right guy to do it? What are your thoughts?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And listen, if you guys have been watching me for any period of time, you know that Guy Ritchie is actually one of my favorite directors. I mean, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch is in my top 20 favorite films of all time. I can watch that every year and laugh just as hard every single time. The Germans are without exception. It's absolutely fantastic. But it was really curious when they came out and announced that they were doing a live-action Aladdin movie. And they said it was going to be directed by Guy Ritchie? And even I, big Guy Ritchie fan, was like, is that really the right direction to go? Oh my God. Yeah, it was. Because I love that live action Aladdin. I was so pleasantly surprised by it. Mina Massoud, Will Smith. Will Smith did such a great job of playing the spirit of the genie without ever trying to do a Robin Williams impersonation, which was going to be key. And he took that genie. There were a couple of moments he did a great homage to Robin Williams, but he did a great job of taking that and making his own. And a lot of that goes back to the director. Couldn't believe what he did. Whether or not there's going to be an Aladdin 2, which it looked like a sure thing for a while, and now with recent events, who knows? But it sounds like they're moving forward with him on another live action adaptation anyway. He's going to do a live action Hercules movie being produced by the Russo brothers. This comes to us from the good folks over at Variety, who wrote the following. Guy Ritchie, who directed Disney's Aladdin in 2019, is set to direct the upcoming live-action adaptation of the 1997 film Hercules, Variety has confirmed. As Variety previously reported, Avengers Endgame directors Joe and Anthony Russo's Agbo is producing the film being developed by Disney, which hired action specialist David Callahan to write the first draft. Agbo is currently in the process of hiring additional writers. Okay, so the first question that I heard a lot of people bring up online was, if it's an adaptation of the 97, will it be musical? And I heard some people say, well, no, they'll probably obviously not do this one musical. I'm like, well, wait a minute, time out. Did you not watch Aladdin? I mean, they pretty much did it as a musical. So while it is completely possible they may decide to go non-musical route in this, totally possible, I honestly would be a little surprised if that's the case. I think they're probably going to keep the same musical numbers. I think they're going to do what they did in Aladdin, which is introduce one or two original songs as well. And by the way, I can't remember the name of it exactly, but the one that Naomi Scott sings, the original one about, I won't stay quiet, blah, blah, blah. That song rocked. I mean, that song was incredible. So if they can introduce a new original or two into this as well, I think that's great. So listen, again, if Aladdin never happened, and they announced today that Guy Ritchie was directing a live action adaptation about, it's like, what, is Hades going to be Bricktop? I mean, I'm like, what? I would be like completely confounded. But having seen Aladdin and what he did with that, that's pretty great. Chris, you hear about this. What do you think about the idea of a Guy Ritchie directing Hercules? And here's another question. Do you think this could be a replacement for Aladdin 2? Do you think that maybe they thought, we were going to do Aladdin 2. We're going to put that on the back burner for a while. But let's start with your general impression of this. What do you think about him directing a Hercules?
Well, he did a great job on Aladdin, which I was in the same camp as you of just, really? Yeah, we're going to take a rock and roller approach to doing Aladdin? Okay. But it worked. It worked really well. I loved it.
But in a way, you're not wrong.
You're right.
You're not wrong.
It still had a lot of those elements, just, a little less violence, a little less C words and such. I think he's great for this. And I love the 1997 animated film. No one should be surprised by this. I adore this film. It better be a musical adaptation because it has some of the best songs in Disney's whole catalog. Don't Say I'm in Love. Oh, I Won't Say I'm in Love. That song is so good. It's so amazing. And the muses, too, doing the great chorus role for the narration. I think you have to have music in this. So I definitely think it'll be that. I think maybe they are doing a little bait and switch here, though, with the Aladdin project. Because, we can't we can't deny how well that film did, right? It was Will Smith's highest grossing film.
Join the $1 billion club.
Exactly. But how do you address it then? Do you recast him because he was obviously part of that movie magic? Do you just kind of shelve this for a while people forget about what happened and then he comes back for a triumphant return as the genie? Maybe you put a little palate cleanser in there like Hercules, who can go the distance.
Rob, you hear about this. Number one, the idea of doing a live action adaptation of that 97 Hercules film is interesting in and of itself.
Yes.
Adding Guy Ritchie, also very, very interesting. What do you make of this?
Well, like you said, John, Guy Ritchie is a great director. I mean, I love what he does with the camera. I love what he does with character. And the thing is, great directors can tell, they can work in any genre, I think, and they can tell great stories. If you look at what Guy Ritchie did with the Sherlock Holmes movies, for instance, there's a lot of, those are characters come from literary canon.
I really like his Sherlock Holmes.
Really good,
yeah.
right? And there's a lot of wit and verve to them. So if you look at Guy Ritchie's work, there's kind of the spirit of, Robin Williams brought that spirit of anarchy to the genie, the way.
That's a great description.
And I think that while Will Smith wasn't doing, as you pointed out astutely, that he wasn't copying Robin Williams, there was a sensibility there. It seems weird to say that I think Guy Ritchie gets. Like, I remember when you and I went and saw The Gentleman, I
love that movie.
I loved it. But he has such a great way of, he doesn't just have great scripts and he doesn't just direct actors well. He uses cinema, the language of cinema, to create moments, whether they're funny, ironic. And I think somebody who might, not a lot of studios would be like, let's get Guy Ritchie to do Aladdin. Somebody, and I'm not saying it was Kevin Feige, but somebody can make that leap. The same way Kevin Feige made the leap for James Gunn and Guardians of the Galaxy. Somebody was able to see that, and that leap worked. And I'm thinking, any big, broad, historical animation character. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said, let's redo Tarzan animated, bring in Guy Ritchie. But I think a Hercules movie with maybe other Greek gods and everything that goes on in those times, that'd be awesome. I mean, to me, it sounds great. I'm excited. I want to see it. I really liked what he did with Aladdin, and I think what is not to love? But I do think they might be doing this to replace Aladdin. No Aladdin 2 for at least the near future. But hey, why waste what Guy Ritchie did? He made $1 billion movie. Let's get him to do something else. This is the perfect follow-up for that movie. And who wants to do 2 Aladdin movies in a row anyway?
I would love to see that. But I wonder if it's an issue of replacing it or if this is just a reshuffling.
I think it's a reshuffle.
Yeah, because you raised a really good point, Christine. You mentioned, look, you cannot now recast the Will Smith role.
No. I don't think you should, frankly.
And you probably shouldn't either, right? But is now the time to go into production on that? I think this is probably, my guess is, Hercules was probably something they had on their roadmap.
Yeah.
But, Aladdin made $1 billion. Let's get that thing going before Mina Massoud starts looking like his dad or something like that. So let's do that. But this is probably, I'm guessing, pure speculation here, that this is just a swap. They're like, okay, you know what? Let's put off Aladdin 2 for a couple of years. Let all that other noise die down. And then let's get back into that. And in the meantime, let's do Hercules. I don't know, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Guy Ritchie is directing a live action adaptation of the 1997 Hercules animated film. Do you like the idea? Do you like the choice of directors? Do you think this was maybe a swap with Aladdin 2? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to thank the sponsor of today's video, MeUndies. Guys, it is summertime, which means you got a lot of great fun plans, but make sure part of those plans is wearing MeUndies, because MeUndies wants to make this summer the most comfortable one that you'll never forget, because when you're living your best life in the summer, the last thing you want to worry about is butt sweat and junk swamp. Listen, when you're feeling comfy and feeling good, you're more present to enjoy all your summer plans. It's like science or something. MeUndies has the lightest and most breathable fabrics to keep you cool and comfortable wherever you go. From undies, bralettes and socks, loungewear and swimwear, you can find something for all of your plans. MeUndies also releases new prints all the time, like their limited edition Pride collection. You can match with your partner, friends, or even your dog. Find your ultimate summer comfort in sizes extra small to 4XL. sell. You guys know I have been wearing MeUndies for a couple of months now, and I will never go back to regular underwear. And right now, MeUndies has a great offer for all the viewers and listeners of the John Campea Show. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off. For a limited time, if you sign up for their free-to-join MeUndies membership, you get 25% off your first membership item. So to get 15% off your first order or 25% off your first membership item and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Campea. That's MeUndies.com/Campea.